Welcome, hello, and welcome to the morning meeting. It's Thursday, March 2nd. Myself, Matty Mass here. I am at we're both in Jersey City, is that correct?
Yeah, that is true.
But you're at your apartment and I
Yeah.
am in the warehouse, the owner's suite studio. I posted a picture of it. The goal is to have this be like a replica studio of the talking the main studio, or like a replica studio like the ones we have at the Manhattan office. And you can see that it's getting there. I did a little like behind the scene vlog of it, and that picture shows there's sound paneling everywhere, which is interesting because we do have the giant open window. So it's really loud in the warehouse right now. So if you can't hear that, that's good news for now. Um, and Matty's in Jersey City. So it's the morning meeting, building Jomboy Media. We missed on Tuesday because I've been sick all week
Mm.
and taking care of Katie, who's been way sicker than me all week. And we're going to try and dust some of the cobwebs off of that and get ready for a big all week next week. How about that, Matty? How are you?
I'm also good. Somewhat similar situation for me as of this morning. I woke up, Emily turned over and said, I don't feel my best. So
Mm.
I think I might stay home today and make sure she's okay. But I feel perfectly fine. So um overall fine, but hopefully she's 100% soon too.
That would be nice. I February is just like always a lost month company wise.
It flew. I can't believe it's not February right now.
Yeah, it's a short month. There's usually vacations happening. Not this many. Not this many. Well, actually, mine was Turks and Caicos with my family was January up until February 1st. But then Jake was gone for the wedding for, I don't know if it was 2 weeks. I was gone. I mean, I think Katie and I were in St. Lucia for 6 days, but we left,
Yeah.
went to the hotel by JFK Tuesday night, and I didn't get back to work until
Wednesday.
Wednesday the next week.
Yeah.
So that's a full week of
Yep.
days. So yeah, I don't know. February is always weird. We always kind of like lose, at least like my content wise. It's slower anyway. Spring training starting usually like March gets more going, but I always feel like it's like there's little pockets of time where I feel just like I've been out of the rat race, and then I get this like anxiety of like I gotta get back, like I gotta go. I'm behind, but
Hmm.
it's usually that week in between Christmas and New Year that does me in, or I don't know if there's like a four day weekend, but this is like the whole month, so it's always weird. And kicking it off with Blitzball Battle 3 that we're filming next week. Doesn't get released until May, but we're filming next week, so we're just like crunching down on a ton of deadlines, trying to keep content afloat. This is the biggest company project we've ever tried to do, with just so many moving parts and using like every lever we have as an organization. So I think we've been doing meetings every for 3 months. I think we're doing well there. It's just like keeping everything else in float, especially with team profile projections and player profile projections, talking Yanks, talking baseball, like that content, which I had to take myself off a bunch of the TPPs. The first time was a Friday and I just needed a day to myself. I was like, I don't know, swamped, stressed. And then I spent the whole Friday just doing my own thing, and that really helped. And then
Right.
yesterday I was still half sick and I was like, I can't talk for that long. So I
Yeah.
did the regular Talking Baseball episode and they did four. So I won't be on a lot of the TPPs. Maybe people will like that because then it'll just be like, Trev and Jake being positive about their team.
Yeah. Maybe. But I mean if that's the trade-off in order to produce better content the following day, so be it.
Yeah. And today I was going to come here I was originally going to work from home in the basement and do morning. We are filming 4 Talking Yanks player profile and projections, like a little binge of 4 of those. And then I have a meeting at 4 o'clock. But that's all I was going to do. And then I was going to like come to the warehouse after lunch just to check in on things because we're filming here tomorrow. And tomorrow is the deadline for the final deadline.
Everything.
So actually tonight is the final deadline for the whole place to be Blitzball Battle 3, besides decorations ready as far as tech, new floor, bleachers, all that. So I was going to come check, but I can't really get work done from home because I hear James and I just want to go play with him, or I hear him crying and I want to go like help him.
Yeah.
So I woke up kind of early. Like I woke up at 5:30 and I was feeling good. I wasn't bad. So I was told Kate, so I think I'm going to do the morning at the warehouse and then after lunch come home. And then as I was calculating what's on my to-do list today, I was like, actually, Katie, I think I'm gonna have to do a full day at the warehouse and just come home, like leave at 5 like normal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping I can set up and I'm not in the way here. I know they're like, I don't want to, this is the last day. So this studio, I know they have to do some stuff. Maybe I can bounce around, but I'm hoping I'm not in the way. But I'm going to try and do a full day here, which is also the plan in the future, that I have this office as like it's 20 minutes from my house instead of the Manhattan commute. When I need to do a half day or even maybe my Fridays, so I can fully just like escapism, but not the Manhattan office, which is a longer commute. And I always end up, people have questions or I want to go do like rounds and check in with people and all that. So,
right.
So this is a little test of that. I set up my own studio. You saw the picture. I got a Rodecaster out. I brought my external monitor because if I record some stuff, I need that.
Yeah.
It's a decent little setup here.
Nice.
Yeah. How's this week been for you? You spent Tuesday here.
Yeah. Tuesday was my manual labor day.
You got put to work?
Put to work. I was painting. I was carrying some stuff around. Because when we walked in, basically the whole warehouse was like a workshop. And so by the end of the day, we wanted to get all the workshop parts to the back wall and just like consolidate so that the rest of it's okay. Sam and I fixed the radar, which was fun, but my arm got tired eventually from being like pitch
holding
dummy.
it.
No.
Oh yeah.
And
the new radar, it was good. We used it Saturday, but we just had to sit there and hold it.
Yeah. So that was good. Literally we tested every possible scenario other than pitching above 66 because I can't do that. So assuming that 30 miles per hour to 66. Yeah.
Because we couldn't even get that.
Yeah. So we flipped it because you guys were just looking at the passing the plate speed. We got it flipped to peak speed out of your hand.
So did you do that on your own or did you have to call the company and ask them how to do it?
We called the company for something else and they fixed that. And then part of what they did going through, because they went through literally every setting and were like, oh no, you don't need that. Flip it to this. One of the settings, they coincidentally just flipped to the peak speed. And we were like, oh, now it's showing peak. That was our second question. Is that what this setting is? He was like, oh yeah, that's that. So
perfect. What was the first thing you're calling about?
Oh, the flickering. It was initially flickering because it had the decimal point. So it would show the speed and then the speed itself wouldn't change, but it would just flicker on and off. And so we were like, can that not happen? He was like, oh, it gets like fidgety if you have the decimal point sometimes. So we took that off. And in one of the other 12 settings that we tweaked when he was on the phone, that one of those was peak speed.
Yeah, I just moved my phone on top of my keyboard. So those listening live on AMP, sometimes when I do this on FaceTimes, people are like, I can't hear you anymore. So just say in the chat, but this allows me to read the chat naturally. So nice. I did that. Yeah, Yeah, the radar, it felt like that VR game where one person's reading the instructions and the other person has to decode the bomb.
Right.
That's like, it felt like me and Jake were doing that. And I was like reading the manual and he was back there. Cause like it said to change it to peak. It was like hit when you get to 6, hit up. When you get to 7, hit down. When you get to 8, hit down. And we were like, what is 6, 7, 8? Like we didn't even know what they were talking about. So we felt like it was like Zoolander. It was like inside the computer.
When you hold down the menu button for like more than a second, a secret menu
We
comes.
got that. That was pretty
Yeah.
cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we had a secret practice team baggage against
Right.
Luke and John.
I heard somewhat of the results, but not how it went in full.
Yeah, well, no, the results are fine, but there was like the results of the games were the goal. It was me and Jake figuring out our team strategy, how we're going to navigate the pitching rules, batting rules, we're going to say to each other. So like I actually feel great about it. We'll see. We'll see. Um I'm going to make my to-do list for the day because I usually do this and I haven't done it yet. And this is a content meeting. So it seems like it could be part of this
Okay.
anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
All
Also,
right.
sorry to people that are listening live. I just blew my nose. I muted the Zoom, but
Yeah,
I
I didn't hear
forgot to
it.
do the other one. Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
So
Record
enjoy that.
morning. That's on my list. I can't check it off yet because we're not done.
Not done.
Talking Yanks PPP binge. No, I do believe we have that set. Let me check my calendar for 9 o'clock today. 9 to 3. Oh my God. It's a real binge, not a 4 episode binge. My day just,
Yeah.
oh, my to do list just got,
A 9 to 3.
9 to 3. Damn. Fuck. There goes everything else on my list.
What was going to be on your list?
Fuck. Holy shit. Now I'm going to stress out terribly. I thought it was only 4 episodes, which is like 2 hours. That's 4 hours with a break in between. I have to record things you missed because I need to get it back to Andrew to finish the edit. Um, yeah. I want to record the baggage rankings video. It's very impromptu. I mean, I've wanted to write. In the future, we'll have a website hopefully where I can do this. But I wanted to write a blog and give people like the rules because we want the public to rank the teams, which
Yeah.
is gonna, which is gonna play, which is gonna, it's gonna be weighted, but they'll get 50% of it. And I just think like we need to start really including the audience more. I think Zoe said it to get them more involved. So I want to rank the teams, which will make the day one schedule, but they need to know the new rules, what the teams are. I was going to link the stat pack as a view only sheet that we
Yeah.
have. You can
Well,
do that.
yeah, you could also download it as a PDF too.
But then where would I give it to them? How would I share that?
I don't if there's possible to upload an attachment, but
Well, that's if we had a website. I'm just going to do a YouTube video now
oh, YouTube video. Sorry.
because it's easier for me just to
Yeah.
put a selfie camera on and just be like, go through my brain real quick. And then in the description, I'll have it like the description has a link to the thing. And people,
Yeah.
if it's a link, people will click it and navigate it. We have the survey hero or the Google form to vote. So it's like one per person. So I was going to do that today. I figured I'm at the warehouse so I can like go in a cool place and record that. I have like a college breakdown half edited. I wanted to record that. Schedule cricket breakdown. I made a breakdown of this. There was a historic match in cricket and I did a video on it yesterday. I don't know how it's going to do, but I was kind of giddy about it because they have these rules that for baseball fans, it's like a fun thought exercise, but it got approved. DraftKings approved it and it's claim free, but I don't know if DraftKings approved it yet. Actually, I got to ask Kyle, but I'm not going to schedule it. I think on Thursdays, you have to wait until 4 o'clock.
Right.
I'm looking at it now. Jomboy Media audience Thursdays. Now there's never a good time on a Thursday. The only good days are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, which makes me want to push things you missed to Sunday at like 2 or Sunday at 2 or 3.
That makes sense.
It gives Andrew all Friday to edit it too.
True. Yeah.
So Thursdays 3 p.m. is the latest. So I got to schedule that for 3 p.m. today. I mean, that's easy to do, and even Kyle can help me with that. Okay, so I'm gonna say have Kyle help. Shit, man. Talking Yanks binge, not just 8 episodes. Changes a lot.
Yeah.
They also obviously like gonna walk through the warehouse and go over shit with Dan.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I was gonna do that. So all right. Bummer.
So we can take the YouTube rankings. All you have to do is record it, which obviously still is time, but somebody else can do the rest.
Yeah. I don't know if there's not gonna be that much rest. I wasn't gonna do that much editing on it. Someone could jazz it up a little. I wanted to get it out today or tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So you could send it to me and
Yeah.
I can just polish it if it needs it, but then uh polish it if it needs and then figure
Yeah,
out
like
the
putting like
rest of it.
the bracket, like the bracket on there, team logos on there, like faces. I was gonna like sprinkle those in. It
Okay.
won't be hard.
Yeah, so just send that to me after. That's one thing at least. And then
I was
does
also
it
gonna ask you, what's that?
does it help to record things you missed audio now?
No, because I gotta have my face in it, and I have to like read Dalton's like sheet, and
Okay.
that's actually like a 3 hour task. So, or like a 2 hour task. So, I was gonna do that after I thought we were doing like 9 to 11 or 10 to 12 talking Yanks, and then I was gonna do
Yeah.
things you miss like 12 to 2. Because like a lot of them, I record it like a breakdown, so the footage is prepped, but I tinker it a little bit, make
Sure.
sure I'm like in cadence. So I don't. We'll see.
Okay. Well, let me know whatever I can help with.
I also been ignoring my email all week, so that's just like content side. All right, don't get stressed, Jim. It's okay. We'll
No, we're
figure it
good.
out.
Do you want to go through this list of bullet points and chat through these that you tweeted?
Yeah, because the first
So,
one, it's just a genuine question.
yeah, so first thing you tweeted was Codenames update. As of right now, it basically changes every day, but the hard drive recovery company we sent that to, they said we can save it. Do you want to do it the express way where we go as fast as we can and get it back to you or not? And I thought their original estimate, this was last Friday, their original estimate for the rushed was sending it back to us by the end of day Monday. Like
Yeah.
they'd put it in the mail.
Uh-huh.
And then we got an update end of day Monday that they were like, oh, this hard drive has a ton of gigabytes on it. This is going to take longer than we thought. So they were like, we've saved half of it, but we still have to do the other half. So in my mind, that meant, okay, it'll be in the mail tomorrow. But the last that I heard was that yesterday they're still working on it through today.
But
Or no,
they've already found files.
yes.
Well, that's great news. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. Things take longer. Never trust anyone in a tech timeline ever. I feel like I have tried my best to tell everyone at this company that over and over and over again. um, if someone in tech world gives you a timeline, just double it right away,
Yeah.
and don't be upset because it's just how the industry works. But that's awesome. That I mean, all I care about, they can be delayed. I know it's going to be a headache on our end, but anything is better than losing the footage. So we think it's
Yeah.
all going to be saved. Like at this point,
I'm
I
not
would
going to say
wonder.
that.
Yeah, I would wonder if you or whoever's in contact. I would say no right, like understand there's a lot of files. We'd still like it as soon as possible, but we understand it's going to take longer. Could you send us just a sample of one file just so we can ease our mind that this footage does exist, and
Yeah.
see if they can send you just like screenshots or a 20-second clip, just so
Okay.
we can be like, that would help us out. It would be
Sweet.
a stress reliever just to be like, can you prove that it's actually being saved a little bit? Which I'm sure it is, but it'd be
Yep.
nice.
Okay. Christina's in contact, so I message her now.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but I'm also just of the mindset that until the hard drive that has it all saved is in our hands, it's like not saved as of now.
I agree.
So
But that's why there's one step closer to that. Just like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
the worst thing you want is for a company to be like, we think we can save this, but it's going to
yeah,
cost a lot. Let's have them pay first. And if we can't, we'll refund them. So then we pay. And then they're just right now, just like sending it to another hard drive repair and another hard drive repair and like
right.
scrounging for a cheaper market, which is sometimes how that works.
Yeah, makes sense. So I'll have Christina reach out to and get that peace of mind. But overall, positive. At least it's what we're being told is that it's savable at this point.
Yeah, that is cool.
Okay.
Um,
Next
what
thing on
else?
your list was that Blitzball 3 is coming up. I feel like we've naturally spoken about this a little bit, but the
Yeah,
warehouse looks great.
it looks, I mean, I sent pictures of it to the picture I just texted you. Dan texted me last night. So Dan, because deadlines are tough and we've had problems with deadlines at the warehouse, I now ask, just send me an update, pictures at the end of the day, because we're in such a crunch and we have like, this needs to get done this day. Otherwise, the next day we can't do this. So I've just asked, send me pictures at the end of the day. And he's been
Yeah.
great about that, which is awesome because I don't think that jives with Dan's natural workflow. And it's
Yeah.
hard to mess with that. And he's been receptive. Yeah, man, doesn't it really look like a little warehouse stadium,
Yeah.
like where it's going to? Like I
Yeah.
didn't want to lose the warehouse. I don't want it to ever feel like we're in a sound stage or like an empty building that we can. That's why I don't want to do turf. I don't want whatever. But the bleachers that we got,
The
you know,
bleachers hell.
the other bleachers were metal bleachers that you see anywhere, all over the place, that were just put inside the warehouse, which is cool. It wasn't like a bad look, but it was a little like sloppy. These new bleachers, I've never seen bleachers like this before. And it looks like warehouse bleachers. They look like boxes. Well, they are. They're literally just boxes of wood
Yeah.
that we're stacking for people to sit on.
Yeah.
You know what I'll do? I'll just put this on my Instagram story right now. If anyone wants to, I hate talking about pictures and people don't know what we're talking about. But then people listen to this at different times. Well, anyone live in AMP, you want to go to my Instagram story? I'm just
Do you see
gonna
that
say
white dot I was talking about?
it's coming together. The only thing missing in here is it's really drab. There's not a lot of color, but that the color is gonna come from the decor,
Players.
the players, and then like decor decorations that we put up for individual events. What
Yeah.
white dot?
Middle strike zone.
Yeah, yeah, that's the radar.
That's the only thing I dislike. But if that's the worst, I mean, it's really not noticeable for the most part.
We're gonna really have to check camera sight lines. Also, like if you zoom in, those bleachers aren't like put together yet.
Yeah.
The wood Dan just did that so I could get the visual, which is nice.
Yeah.
But that back wall is awesome. It looks so good.
Yep.
I came up with a great idea for the replays. We're not gonna do it for this one because it's too hard. You see those TVs on the sides of both wall
Yeah.
that we currently have like for replay?
Right.
So they're on those swivel mounts that you can completely like caddy corner to a wall. You can swivel it.
Yeah.
We wanted so one thing I don't like right now, production wise or direction wise, whatever, is that when there's a crazy pitch or something big happens, I want our crew to be able to switch to the crowd camera and everyone's reacting to it. But everyone's head turns to the right to watch the replay. So then the crowd shots are just the side of their face. But people are going to watch the replay because it's awesome. So I'm like, I wanted to put the replay huge across from each other so you could just stay looking ahead. But it's kind of hard. And it's it's like, you need like really big projectors and figure it out, all that stuff. So then I thought about, we were racking our brains on this for a while, is that we could get bigger TVs on those swivel mounts, put them above the batter on the wall. So it's out of the main shot because it's not necessary for the main shot. And then swivel them so it's like a movie theater marquee. So it's like a triangle. So they're aimed at the side bleachers. So you would be looking at the pitch and your eyes would be at the strike zone. And all you'd have to do is raise your eyes up to see the replay. Mm-hmm. So the camera would still have your face. I thought of that and it kind of just hit it. And me and Mike and they were like, oh shit, like that would be awesome. It's too hard to do if we had more people, more time, whatever, but the deadline's tonight. So we're not doing that, but he's going to move them. If you look at it, he's going to move them where the projector is on the right.
Yeah.
Or where the on deck seats are. The TVs are going to go above the wall.
Right.
Like they're going to go higher up above the new backdrop wall and then caddy cornered towards those bleachers. So it's still the same effect, but not totally in the middle.
Sure.
And you can use those littler TVs. But anyway, yeah. I'm excited. That's one change I think we're going to try to do today. Someone in the chat asked a question about the bleachers. Let me see. Well, Fiddles29 said, I hate the reality of tech times. I work in integration and have lost bids for giving a realistic timeline. Then the winners don't deliver on time. Yeah, it is. It is a tough industry. I mean, I guess maybe you'd have to have reviews that are like, he hits his deadlines and not feel like they're fake reviews. I don't know. Nick Bucero said, Bookie, what's your nickname? I played with a guy in hockey who had similar last name to you, and everyone called him Bookie. You said it about accurate timelines. I'm opening up a restaurant in Jersey City and gave accurate timelines, and then the landlords didn't quite agree. Been paying rent for at least 6 months for dust. Are the new bleachers on rollers that you can move around? No, they're going to be kind of easy to slide, but they're like stack balls. So the smaller one you can just push, almost like, like old 90s, or I don't know if they still have them at elementary schools, I'm guessing, where you just push them in, but a little simpler than that. They're just literally They're just literally metal frames. Nick said his nickname is Booch. Nice. Metal frames that you push into each other, which is really cool because when we do ball and play league, the crick ball league, we need all the floor space we can get. So we're going to push the bottom two of the bleachers into each other. So it's just that third row. And we're going to look like the construction workers in that New York over the bridge, just up against the back wall, all the players just sitting straight. Brisky said, just looked at the photo, pretty clean. Is that padded material behind the zone? Yeah, the backdrop now is padded, so it's going to have a different sound than the wood. Also, those panels of padding are the soundproofing from the Bronx office. So we cleaned out the Bronx office and we repurposed those, which is kind of just a cool tradition or, history of the company, keep moving forward, the sound paneling. So some people might recognize it from the Bronx office. And Dan was searching and searching and searching for the tech or for the padding, some product that was that size, that was that color and that shape. And he was searching forever and he could not find it. He was like, I'm going to have these made. I can't find fabric or just like cushioning that's like this.
Yeah.
And then the next day they cleaned out the Bronx office and they brought those to the warehouse. And he was like, what the fuck? Like, he was like a coming of God moment because it was the perfect color, perfect size, and the perfect amount. Nuts.
Yeah. If you look really close, they have the chair lines on them from the Bronx.
Yeah, it's funny. Was the Bronx office close to Yankee Stadium? Yeah, it was like 5-minute walk, if that. 10,
if that.
5.
No.
It was really close.
If that.
Will it still be freezing in the winter and scorching in the summer? It doesn't get, I guess, temperatures relative. The heater works pretty well in the winter. Like you'll walk in, it'll be cold, and you put that heater on and keep your body moving. I guess if you're just sitting still the whole time, it might stay cold, but then you can also find the heat spot. Like, I don't think it's ever been to the point where like how bad it is when it was hot. The flip side was never that. Now I like cold better than hot, and I've always been playing, so you can like loosen your body up, but the heat works.
Yeah. Blitzball 1, I remember being colder than the rest. Did we have like fully functioning heat then?
We did. I think we might have turned it off
during games.
Yeah, or I don't know, because I feel like there was one pitch that I say like this is a heat ball because of no wind. I don't know, but I don't know about the AC in the summertime. I actually haven't asked for an update on that because I don't want to go too deep down a rabbit hole that I haven't opened yet. But we will need to address that soon because the heat was awful. Like, and floorball, because we had the ability to put things in the corners, like the whole surface wasn't used as the floor. You know what I mean? Like each corner had the big coolers that we rented. So it was bad the first day, but then I think it got better. I think the first day of floorball was really bad, and then it dropped to like 70s or maybe 80s. Do you remember?
I would be surprised if it was 70s. I feel like 80. The first day was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Had to have been. It was so hot.
But Blitzball Battle 2 was horrendous. I mean, it was so, I felt bad for everyone. I'm almost like a guilty feeling to like have people have to work in that.
That's one tournament that I was only there the first day.
Oh my God, man. It was so bad. My cousin, Lauren, texted me this morning and said, I've been stalking your Spotify playlists and I like them. And that's one of my favorite things. I love talking music. And I said, which ones? And then she said 2 playlists. I don't even know what are on those playlists. One's Katie's playlist, which is a bunch of songs Katie likes. Yeah. And the other is called Driving to Work. I don't know what that is.
While you look at that, we have 16 minutes until 9, and we've been going on here for 35. Do you want to go top videos of the month before we
someone's here.
Time?
Yeah. Let me also, sometimes they're running. Let me text Talking Yanks. No response from them. We on time for 9, I texted. So we'll see. Someone's here. I wonder how much distance I have with this mic. Oh, my headphones almost came off and that was bad. Oh, is it Sam? Oh, hi, Sam. How are you? This is the first time I'm seeing it. Because the lights, it was so dark. It looks really good. The front door? Sam asked if I locked the front door. To what? Up top? No. Is it locked? I'll go check. Stall for 30 seconds. I'm going to go let Sam in to the upstairs area.
Oh, stall for 30 seconds, you say? Okay, in that case, I'll tell you what I'm looking at on Farm to Fame's Twitter. Carlos Correa had to hustle back to the box when he remembered the new clock rule. Honestly, shout out to the new clock rule because I think it's a good thing. Now, this next tweet is pretty wild. Louisiana Tech took a 5-4 lead in the seventh, and a lightning delay was called. By rule, the game was reverted to the last completed inning, so Ole Miss won 4-3. That's pretty wild. What the heck?
All right, I'm back. Sam said I locked her out, but I don't think I did. So Sam's working from here today. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Sam and Amanda are both working from there.
Nice. What else did I put on the checklist of things to talk about? And then I have the chat active if people want to hear us. They just texted me back and saying it's actually 10 o'clock. Thought calendar in your office at 10, so I'm leaving now.
Okay. So we have another 20 minutes to get to an hour here.
Yeah.
So the only other two things were top videos of the month and questions from the chat. So if we want to talk top videos, chat, feel free to send in any questions you have throughout this, and we can scroll back after we're done that and answer some of them.
Also, I had on my thing here on my notes as I was driving in my ask Matty if there's an editor. Yeah. Is there any editor available to make a 1 minute snag it montage?
Probably. Are you talking celebrations and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that today.
And then my other note was that for April 19th, I want a This is the Warehouse montage video.
For Critzball?
Yeah, crickball.
Crickball.
Crickball is the sport, and we play crickball in the ball and play league. The ball and play league is a league that plays crickball. How about that?
Okay. And what is This is the Warehouse entail? It's more than just the celebrations.
Yeah, more than just celebrations is just, I just feel like if someone could do that quickly for the orientation on Tuesday night, it's just like a mood setter of like, it's going to be one of you guys, fun. Yeah. There's not that many outsiders at all coming for Blitzball Battle 3. A lot of people have been to the warehouse. A lot of people have been to a tournament besides, if I'm counting correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4 people. And Kelsey hasn't been since Blitzball Battle 1, but
right.
And we got Grapp, Andrew, who's half helping, Como, but everyone else has been there, right? And like knows the vibe and all that. But for when we do the crick ball and the floor ball, we're starting to have a ton of outsiders, ton of collaborations, ton of people that, for crick ball, like cricket players that like their agent or I don't know, they're being like tapped on the shoulder. Hey, you want to go do this thing? And then they're going to show and be like, what the fuck am I doing? And I think it's a good open to have like, and it could be the channel, the pinned video on the channel, like This is the Warehouse. But so my thoughts here were, I'm thinking you can do celebrations, you can do big moments, you can even take some of Mitch's like behind the scenes doc and like show like, I would have like a bullet point of things I want to show. One, there's a lot of humor in between the play of like levity, but and then another bullet point is, but there's a lot of like intense diving catches, like Luke's opening play, or Panic has a funny one coming up. There's a lot of personality, and then there's a lot of like celebration. You can highlight that Darren Sammy has been on the call, Chris Rose has been on the call, that we've had like, these people.
Yep.
That's, and then I was thinking Zach absolutely crushed the video he made for the sales team.
Yeah.
Like that video is so good.
Yeah, it's very good.
And I'm thinking of it in that style. But also, I know it's a huge lift, and we've had some editors that that don't work for us that make highlight videos, and I'm wondering if this is something like we would rather just freelance out. Like, just we have someone collect all the footage. The second to last one inning league game, when I tell people the winner of the money was put your favorite moment from a warehouse
Yeah.
event that I might forget. It's just
Yeah.
that whole all those comments are like a great place to start.
Yeah.
So that was just a thought I wanted to share. April 19th would be like, or maybe April 12th would be like when we would, April 12th probably when you'd want it by April 19th. But yeah, if we're going into busy season and maybe we a freelance hype videographer and we just give him the footage or internal, it would be Zach would be my choice. He's so good at it.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yep.
And if we use it as the warehouse trailer, I also think that is like, okay, it's not just for behind the scenes.
No, I think that's really smart. It makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. I have it on our production list, and then we'll figure that out.
All right. I'm going to pull up the versus Slack and top videos. Also, there are some questions coming in here in the chat. Is there a reason why JJR and Laughs in the Past got pulled off of Spotify? Asked Hunker Down. They are? I don't.
I
Did they
wasn't
not
aware
transfer
of
to
that.
Megaphone? We should
So
change that if we can, because I know
yeah,
that Laughs from the Past does really well, but does
yeah,
decent numbers still.
yep. I'm gonna ask now.
We switched our behind the scenes hosting of all our podcasts to get them all in one area and be able to do some dynamic ads and stuff like that. Things like, we did when we have a merch sale or a new series coming out, we record a piece of audio, and instead of the editor having to export the podcast with that ad in the beginning on the podcast back, and you can just say insert this before every episode on the whole network, things like that. And it will even do like Laughs from the Past episodes, like back catalog. So we changed our host, and maybe those got lost in the shuffle there. I am not sure, but thanks for bringing that to our attention. Hunker Down.
Yeah.
At Grunk said, I love the roulette effect in one inning. Is that just Premiere or is that After Effects? Kudos to whoever put that effect together. So the intro,
Both.
yeah, the intro was mostly After Effects. We outsourced that to someone who knows how to do After Effects. I had like a very 2D digital version of what I was picturing in my head. And then we talked with him and showed him the vision, and he put it together. And then Matty had to, in Premiere, or Rob actually did a lot, or both of you, changed it to like select which teammate and player and where it landed, and change the words to match each different host's voices and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But that came out really cool. But yeah, that was After Effects. Now the actual, just like the spinning wheel logo, Zach did that.
Yeah, on the trailer, the spinning wheel, it was Zach in Premiere.
Just in Premiere. Yeah, I'm guessing he just, you just did rotate times 10,000.
And sped
That
it
is
down.
cool though. Like when I did like social media clips, I just, instead of putting a static logo, to have the spinning logo motion's pretty cool.
Yeah, it feels cool.
For your podcast on YouTube, what is a view amount on an episode you are happy with? Well,
depends on the podcast.
Yeah, it depends on the podcast. Everything has a different value measure. So is it a category we're trying to enter and build in? Then that would be a different number. Is it a podcast that's had a lot of success? Well, then you want it to stay at its average or go above its average. Is it is the goal of the podcast not to grow new audiences, but to take current audience and weave them deeper into like the fabric of the company, then it's a much different thing. So Jomboy and Jake Radio had a much different threshold for success than Talking Yanks, because Talking Yanks, we're trying to actively get Yankees fans. So we know exactly the market that we're going there. It's a niche audience. You don't have to really like Jake or I, but we're giving you information and thoughts and updates on a team you like. There's like an audience where Jomboy and Jake Radio, no one's going to click that if they've never heard of us. We're Talking Yanks, they would click it if they never heard of us. So the potential audience is much bigger, but also it's not as big as Talking Baseball because it's really just one team. So this show, right? This show is more of the, do you take people that like our content and want to be, you know, woven more into the fabric of the behind the scenes, and how does one build this? And not everyone's into that at all. So this is a much lower threshold for like what we would consider success. There's no one number. Now, sales wise, they want 10K down. They once you get to 10,000 average downloads or listens, so there's the podcast side and there's other, that's when you get put into they'll start putting you into the pitches and the packaging to sell baked in ads and host read ads. So that there is a threshold for that, but like, that's not really the goal of this show right now. If we get there, that's awesome and great. But I don't think Matty and I are going to kill ourselves if we don't get there. Whereas there's other shows where, laughs from the past, hey, we've done 10 seasons of this and we're not even close to getting. Actually, I think we were kind of dabbling there at one point and floating, but then like I think we were maybe 6,000. Maybe not even. I don't even know. We were younger then too. But 10 seasons and we never got there. It's like, all right, let's move on to something new. And then also like videos that are 20 minutes versus a podcast that's 3 times a week. You can't. Yeah. So maybe 10,000 on the sales side is the number you're looking for, but there's just like so much that goes into that.
Yeah. Yes, 10,000 is a combination podcast and YouTube. Do you have the top videos?
Oh, yeah. I think it's from last week. Let me see. Here's the weekly content report for January. Remember, now it has to be 30 days out, right?
Yeah.
So this is January, the week of January 16th, 2023. That's the last. Is that the right number or no?
You have the week?
I mean, I get the week and then I get the month.
Do you have the full month of January?
I'll probably get that soon because it's March 2nd.
Oh, we're not.
I don't. And February's a short
days.
month, so I don't think it's been. How many days are in January? 31?
Yeah. So tomorrow.
How many days since January 31st?
29.
30 days. So he's either going to, I'll get it today, later today, or tomorrow.
All right.
But I can give you the week of January 16th.
Sure.
January, a down month for YouTube content. And then a really down month for us, a baseball company who right now we have the ebb and flow of a baseball company. Even our non-baseball content has the ebb and flow of the baseball season. We'd love to break out of that and change, but that is the nature of it right now. So top podcast was Padres add a big bat. And what's the Cubs' plan? Interesting. It's just like a very generic, I think, was that Nelson Cruz they added?
Yes.
The generic episode. That was the number 1. The baseball movie draft was the number 2, and they were pretty close. Talking Yanks was number 3 with Frankie Montas is hurt. Talking Giants. Hey, Talking Giants cracks the top 5. Giants 31, Vikings 24. So a very big episode for them. Yeah. That's awesome. They cracked the top 5 Talking Giants. And then Aroldis Chapman is Gone is the 5th most viewed, downloaded podcast. Video only is super interesting because YouTube is down in January. And like I said, so is ours. But we had some videos on Facebook, like take off. So We Got Ice. They won. The week of January 16th, We Got Ice. We made the weirdest strike zone ever. Swiss cheese zone.
Yeah.
Got over like 100,000 views on Facebook or something like that. Because they were like, what? How is that the most? And I was like, that says it got. And they're like, no. So things you miss, close second, coming for them. This is Sans breakdowns. But the breakdowns right now in January, we could probably put them on there. They'd still, no, I still had some with 205. I still, maybe the football one was 1 million. Things you missed was 2. The Challenger Series episode, MLW squares off in Blitzball versus Wiffle Ball Challenge. That did really well on Facebook too. So the warehouse gets in there. Things you miss gets in there. Jolly with stats that exist but do not matter. He comes in 4th. Baseball players in their underwear. And then Weekly Dumb in 5th. Bummer of like a month and week though, like numbers wise. So I'm excited for to get back into March and then April. It is wild to see the like line graph.
We Got Ice posted a reel of some sort, a short where Jack speaks to a camera at 12 o'clock midnight on March 1st. And they said it's outperformed all of their other shorts as of recent by like tenfold or something. They're like, it's March.
Yeah, you could see that all the latest videos that we've been posting have just like outperformed the average in the first couple hours. So might be our lesson to not release one inning league.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Possible.
Okay. Nick Bucci said, when we partnered with Talking Giants and Shea Station, we saw so much growth and engagement through socials. Yeah, that's another aspect of it. Like the social marketing is actually, one of our bigger tools that we haven't fully like tapped into as much as we can. So, wait, hold on. What did Frisky ask? Oh, Tom A said, whatever happened to the NESN deal this summer? I don't have that channel, so curious if I missed content there. I'm not fully sure. That kind of got away from us from both parties. I think both parties kind of went into it excited and trying to figure it out. And then it was like how do I say it? It was like an intermediary put it together. And then when both sides were like, wait, what? And then I think they're still trying to figure things out. But that was a lot of confusion, and then a lot of me taking myself out of a lot of content last summer due to life and shit like that. So yeah, that kind of, we'll see what happens with it. But right now I also made a video for them with We Got Ice, but then they didn't want to use that. And that I was like, why not? It was a good video. It was We Got Ice, and we put it on Talking Yanks channel and podcast, and people liked it there. So, Chris says, have you guys explored Runway ML for compositing and effects? I don't know what that is, so no. Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, it's AI driven, saves a ton of time. Okay. Chris said, I think the role of shows and how you build a master strategy for how shows are driving growth, driving fandom, deepening engagement, creating advocacy. We talk about a lot at EA. Oh, thank you. Chris says, be curious to hear your point of view on how you approach as a team and then determine which creative is needed to reach an opportunity, or is it more creatively driven? Man, that's like, we're not there yet. Like, I don't think we've got ironed it out. Like, we're starting to be like, meet with sales at the start of the year and say, what do advertisers really like? And then we gave like what I can call a boneyard of ideas of like, okay, well, here's some that we'll probably do if advertisers want to do them, we can do these, and we'll also want to do them, but we might not be rushing to do these ideas on our own. I try not to have our creators think about that much about like, is this going to be sold? The flow chart there is make content you like that you will share with your friends and people in your life. Because if you won't share it with those people, then that means you're kind of embarrassed of your own work. So, and that's not going to be good. So be proud of your own work, make work that you like, care about it, find an audience, keep that audience, and then the rest of it comes. Or, not even audience, I guess, community. Let's see. Are you expecting a more or excited for MLB players to stop through the office again during their series? That's a goal for the companies to be able to collaborate more and be open to that. Like we had teams that wanted to send guys through and we just weren't available or around and people weren't in the office enough. So now we're really trying to do that and have different places that they can stop by and participate in short form stuff or long form stuff, because I'm not there on weekends and a lot of guys are there on weekends. So that's like a lot of players come through on weekends. There's not many weekdays. If they're there, it's early, but we do want to definitely do that. I think Jolly's built some avenues for them to come. Paxton's building avenues for them to come. So when they come, there's kind of a menu of like, what do you want to do? And then also we have to get to a place where it's not Jake and I dependent, and our loads have to be lighter to be able to move that around. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the office, Thursday warehouse, Friday home is my schedule, but we want to be able to have players come around. Like NHL wants to send players too. Like a lot of places wanted to start sending people our way, which is awesome. We just need to be able to host them and make it work. Booch said YouTube Shorts is being boosted like crazy right now. Facebook boosts too have been insane. Yeah, YouTube Shorts are great for getting subscribers, but you're never going to be able to monetize them as well as you can monetize long form. Like they're 60 seconds long, so you can't do a 60-second read, which is where a lot of the advertisement money is spent. So, and even the AdSense from like YouTube, they're starting to give you kickback and on that, but it's still not going to be the same as a full video. So they have their purpose, but if they're never going to be the only thing you can do, in my opinion.
Yeah. For any kind of context, Colin and Samir's big on YouTube. They said 20 million YouTube Shorts views gives you about $1,000 on their channel, and that is a lot of views. So,
yeah. I mean, what would the CPM like? That's a terrible CPM.
I think it's like 0.007.
7 cents per 1,000 views or less, or no,
less, like
less
fractions of that.
Yeah. They're really good for getting subscribers though.
Mm-hmm.
People and like YouTube liking you. So there is a purpose to them. But you can't, I would hope like a lot of businesses failed when Facebook was giving away 1 second views. And was it College Humor or was it Funny or Die? One of them pivoted all their spend to Facebook, and then one of those companies went out of business. So I would hope there's no creators right now or companies that are ditching long form or even medium form for YouTube Shorts. You have to use them for what they are, which is marketing, not money. What made you decide to start doing the clips out for the pods along with the full episodes for YouTube? Algorithms? Yeah, I mean, some people just like short clips. So it's like bait, right? It's like an appetizer. So some people um will click 10 minutes, but they won't click an hour. And I
Yeah.
think it's also, I think that's standard across YouTube now is like, you gotta, it's a commercial for the show, or just like, it also, when you think about organizing an episode, you want to think about like tidy 10-minute conversations that can be clipped out. Even if you weren't to clip them out, that's always how we tried to build shows, is these little segments, like the rails. What's the deal with the girls' room? Great show and great way to learn the personalities of Jam Team. Oh, can we give an update on this? Is Paxton care? I don't want to.
No, I think we can give an update.
The girls' room was a movie, I think. So like a studio or TV show. It was copyrighted name.
I
Like,
didn't know any movie aspect of it, but yes, it was a trademarked name.
well, I think it was a movie or a TV show, and that's why like a big company, because you can't find it. It's not actually a show.
Yeah, no, it's not a like podcast, but
It's a movie from 2000. Um, so I'm guessing they have all the rights to it. I don't know. They came down as hard as I've ever seen anyone come down on copyright. Um,
yeah,
so they nuked the whole channel.
yeah,
And we have YouTube reps, and we talk to them, and right now the last update I heard was it's just gone. Like,
yeah. We're not
those
gonna.
those videos and those views and that subscriber number is just gone. And that sucks for Paxton, because she was getting the ball rolling and it was really moving. So she still has those episodes, right?
Yes,
Like on a hard drive, like backed up.
yeah.
The footage isn't gone. So I haven't talked to her about this fully yet because I've been gone a lot. But I hope the plan is to the new name. I won't say that because I don't know if she said it.
I don't know what
Well,
they say or not.
they haven't been posting, have they?
Well, they go live on AMP. I don't know if they've told people on AMP what the new name is. There's a
Well,
sticker
then
on the warehouse wall
I'll
for it.
just be quiet because it's not my news to give.
Yeah,
But I hope they re-upload all the old episodes, especially all the Jomboy Media guest episodes. People really like those, and just have them in the back catalog,
yeah.
and then we'll do a little push to help out to get the subscriber number back up. I think we should make a note to do that, Matty. Like, and they'll be going again. But yeah, brutal. Got to check copyrights on us. I'm not upset with anyone. Just got to make sure, because that stinks.
I would assume Paxton's here. She said the plan is to re-upload to a new channel.
Nice.
Name is out. Girls and Co.
Girls and Co. Nice, which I voted for because it makes sense. It's the girls, and then they have a guest.
Yeah.
If you were to do a pie chart, what would the percentage of revenue be for each platform? Like, how large would YouTube be higher than Facebook? Well, I mean, the highest pie chart would be like sales. Like, when we do an ad, when we read an ad or say an ad over the AdSense that YouTube and Facebook deliver, that would be the bigger piece. And they sell on both those numbers combined. So it's a combination, I guess. So then you would just be looking at the views. And that's probably YouTube. And YouTube is a more trusty view.
Joe's in the chat. He wants to be on the girls and Co.
Well, you have to ask to be on there, Joe. So good
Said,
job. Step number one.
Yeah, he asked. It's an official ask.
All right. But Facebook got really weird on us this past year, or this past couple of months, like more random than it ever has been before. But what really helped the company go from, we did 300,000 in revenue in 2019. 300,000, just me. Jake was in Denver, but it was really me full time. And that was half the year because we didn't turn on AdSense until June. But that was when we got our first investment at a $3 million valuation, I think. was like really early angel money.
Hmm.
Then the pandemic hit in 2020. So again, we only had from June to the end of the year because everything kind of stopped. Like we kept content going, but really, money wasn't coming in. So then once again, we only had June to the end of the year, and we went from 300,000 in revenue to 3.2 million in revenue in 2020, and a lot of that was because we tapped into Facebook and we like played their game. They had to be 3 minutes long to be monetized. So I did a video at the end of every video that was like, this video is 3 minutes long. But the video ended, but it's just my face now because it has to get to 3 minutes. And during the pandemic, we like re-uploaded old YouTube breakdowns to Facebook that weren't there. That was like a big project that I think Kyle helped out with. Um, Roosevelt's reached out, me and Jake sold a nice package to Roosevelt's for the whole season. DraftKings reached out. That was the first deal with DraftKings. And we didn't even have a sales team. Courtney wasn't even around. It was just me and Jake and some outside help, really, but not really. Couple other advertisers here and there, small ones. And then a lot of it was we took what we did on YouTube and then doubled it on Facebook. They were very even. And then in 2021, we more than doubled revenue again by hiring Courtney to run our sales team and bringing in advertisers and getting, real deals in and bigger deals. While also I didn't have a kid and I was still like working 20 hours a day, but not also having 60 employees, only 10. And I just was like absolutely crazy on YouTube, and Facebook was still doing double. Facebook kind of went down, and we don't really know why. It's just kind of, and you ask the people at Facebook, and we have reps and people, and they're like, yeah, it's pretty fucking random. It's weird. But yeah, that was a big part. Like I if you're creating YouTube videos and you're not putting them on Facebook or doing everything you have to do to get into the monetization level of Facebook, then you're just like really hurting yourself. People still go there. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I have the rest of Diverse's report. I could see if there's anything else.
Okay. That works.
Talking Giants had a great year. Bumped their average views up like crazy. Good for them. And Things You Missed bumped their average views up. That's cool. What other? He always gives me just like the rest of the slides are just cool info or stuff that he likes.
What were your thoughts on Binho?
I like being in the chat. I'm glad that Luke won small hall. It's
Yes,
always
thank
fun to
God.
see. It's always fun to see someone new and not content be put under the bright lights.
Yeah.
Like when Prizeman was there. Steve was there last night. It's what we do. It's we build pressure cooker environments where there should be no pressure.
Yeah.
You know, why would anyone feel like that release that Steve screamed when he scored that goal? I was on my couch, and it's funny from the outside. I know
Yeah.
Jake and Joe's laugh too, but when you're in that chair, that's how it feels. It's really fun, man. I was upset I missed it. I would have had to make up all my games. Hopefully, being in the office, and I've been saying this forever. I do want to play more regularly and win. I got to win. The whole reason I'm rooting for small hall is so that I can join it. I don't. When I finally win a Binho ball, I don't want to join 8 winners. I want to join. There's 3 right now.
I don't, yeah. It confuses me why anybody roots against small hall, but I'm obviously biased.
Yeah. Ooh, DraftKings approved the breakdown.
It was your come on, Luke. James is watching.
Yeah.
That was like almost hurtful.
Well,
It had the
it helped
potential.
him.
Yes.
I mean, Luke walks past Steve's desk every day to get to his desk.
Yes.
There was no way he was going to lose to Steve.
I told Luke, sorry, Steve. After Steve won, Luke walked over to me and I said, just beat Zach. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Like when you won, Luke doesn't see that all the time.
Mm-mm.
But he walks past Steve's desk every day. You can't do that to yourself. You see the belt and the jersey.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Jake. That stunk.
Was also rooting for Jake.
He's got bigger things in mind. Do you know Jake and I, and this is a secret that no one's allowed to know. Um,
So everybody stop listening.
yeah. Um, Joe's is in the chat, so I don't know if I can tell him. He's a blabbermouth.
Right. He is.
I don't know if any other of the Jake and I might be going team facial hair for Blitzball Battle 3.
I don't even know what that means. Jake is going to grow facial hair in the next week.
Yeah. He's been growing it out.
I haven't seen any.
Well, I mean, you don't see any, and then he shaves everything besides one area, and then that's what he's got.
Okay.
I mean,
and I don't mean that like as a dig at Jake. I'm just saying last
you don't
night when I
remember.
saw
You
him,
don't
I don't
remember what he
recall
had.
anything.
You don't remember what he had Blitz Battle 1?
No. I remember his mustache phase, but I don't remember anything
It's a
specific.
beautiful goatee.
Yeah. That was during Blitzball 1.
Yes. We may be going goatees.
You too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Galvanize ourselves.
No,
Except
I
I
would
won't.
like
I
it.
won't clean shave my cheeks. I'll just like trim them shorter.
Right.
Sewage Joe look from Parks and Rec, but he's mustache.
Sure.
Anything else you want to chat about?
No, I don't think so. I think that was our meeting. The
How's
only
your
literal only thing that I'm curious about YouTube wise, we did like the intro to the stream where we just let it sit so people could join in
Yeah.
last night for 3-5 minutes. And I tried cutting that out on the YouTube backend. And I did it last night and it's still processing.
Oh yeah, dude. That takes so long.
So curious. This is the first time I ever did that. So I'm curious
if anyone's still listening, I just pulled up the YouTube channel because you mentioned the JM Entertainment. The combine videos are funny.
Yeah.
Jack
I
Doyle's
think
such a son of a bitch. He cracks me up.
watch today's.
Which is today's the
Dalton,
Wonder Look.
Okay. That was technically a surprise, but I think everybody figured it out already anyway. But I edited yesterday and Dalton came up to me and was like, I've never seen you laugh harder at a computer screen. And it was Jack Doyle taking that test. And that's insane.
He's just so easy too. Like he has some of my favorite quotes from Floorball when he's like dripping sweat in between periods. And he's like, if I had my Zig Tacs on because he was playing shoeless. It's some funny quote. It was cracking me up. Panic was like, I thought you were going to do good at throwing the football, the accuracy, because you're a thrower of things. You throw blitz balls. And Jack just goes, I threw them.
Yeah, I threw them.
I threw them. So good. And after he catches all the balls, he just goes, Jack Doyle, nice to meet you, with a left-handed shake. Just such a son of a bitch.
I had to cut it because I just didn't think it made sense. But he went on like a 1 minute intro rant before he took the test. And he like stops and he says, Jack Doyle, by the way, let's take this test.
That's so funny. Damn. Okay. So combine's going out. There was something else I was going to bring up recently. Joe's wants to talk about the Gagas. We got to get back in the session soon. The Gagas. That I want to get more views. It's not. We've never been able to really crack the gaming situation. I don't know how to promote it. A lot of the Jomboy Jake TV stuff right now is down. I wonder if it's the ebb and flow of the season because so much of mine and Jake's content really does ebb and flow. I'm hoping it ebbs back up. Obviously, we don't have baggage anymore. GeoGuide guys, I don't know if we're gonna find a stride with that. We got maybe I don't know. We gotta put thought. And that's where the
How's the Sporkle numbers wise? I thought it was awesome. I enjoyed it from beginning to end, but what is it numbers?
I don't know. I can see
6.6.
what's a 1 out of 10.
Well, that could be a positive or a negative if 6.6 is a 1 out of 10. But
Well, that's what I'm saying. That channel right now is
yeah, it's in a weird spot.
yeah, but it probably ebbs and like with January.
I agree.
I'm trying to see if we do 2022. Yeah, like it's so wild how much it kicks up in April or with February.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. We have to look at it. But the Gagas is so fun. Jake and Joe's and I haven't played in a long time. Not since Jake's bachelor party. Because we recorded so many that like
Right.
Saturday. It's like one session. I think we recorded like 7 or 8 games.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do got to get back in there, Joe's, and play again. I'm Monday morning, maybe. I don't know. We'll find I think next Monday. I want to try and find time to play.
You have to.
You know what's bullshit, Matty?
Yep.
You ordered those 100,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah. I ordered those.
Something that's never really been a point of my brain, never taken up space in my brain. But you ordered those. Like I never ordered it for myself. And now I see that Warehouse Games is at 68. I see that Talking Baseball, which is such a like the subscribers do not jive with the views it gets like comparatively to other channels at all there. So that's where I'm like, what the fuck? Like this is the #1 baseball podcast. Because we're always the top of the podcast charts, and the other shows that are there, they don't have YouTube presence like we do. So it's actually we're top of the podcast charts, but I actually do like because we get we use on YouTube or even no, maybe a little less than double. I don't know. Podcast is better than YouTube, but anyway, that's at 77.
Yeah.
So that's pissing me off.
And I mean, when we opened those, you asked who's next. And I didn't say Talking Baseball was in the race because I don't even think of it as like subscribers for that channel.
Because it's different. It's a podcast, not like a YouTube only. Fact that Talking Yanks isn't at 50 is almost dumb. I understand why. Non-Yankee fans don't subscribe to it. We don't really push it. It's a podcast first before a YouTube show. But I mean, Talking Yanks is on Yes Network. Talking Yanks has a big announcement coming up soon. Talking Yanks is a premier channel and show for us. And I've never cared about subscriber. I always say it's a vanity number. Views is what matter. Engagement, community. Talking Yanks, we're gonna do live events that are gonna sell out. Like it just doesn't jive with it. So now you have me looking at these numbers and being upset. So now I'm like hungry. Maybe you're dangled a carrot in front of me, and and then like I think to get people to subscribe, you have to do subscriber giveaways and say it all the time and give back to people that are subscribing you. and we do have a plan. I know you and Sam put together that thing that we'll talk about after Blitzball Battle 3. But now I looked at the Talking Baseball last night and I saw 77 and I was like, what?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of it is literally just asking a lot of the times, and like sincere asks where it's like, hey, this actually helps, da da da. I think that that's helpful.
And then Jolly Olive is at 59. And we talked with him about which videos have gotten you the most subscribers. He's like, it's the ones where I say, please subscribe. And he's been doing it more because I think that's a big jump for him.
I think so. The other thing that this conversation has reminded me, which we've not been good about, is every podcast channel has to do a 10-minute YouTube video once a month.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I'm going to write that down, and I'm going to like start, like, I'll just pull you and Jake in the green screen room to
like
do
a non-podcast episode, like
yes.
like Talking Yanks does a can we name every Yankee player from X roster Sporkle?
Yes.
Like different content. So you're building a brand, not just a show, and it's just changing the way the people that will click and stuff. What's that website where you can see like the trends of subscribers?
Social Blade.
I think Jolly really bumped up recently because we had that talk. Maybe not. Yeah, last 3 weeks. That's 4,000, 6,000.
Yeah, I mean, how that puts him at 100K and
so it's we got Ices at 70, Jolly's at 50. That's fucking embarrassing for Talking Yanks. I've never cared about this. I'm furious right now. That's so embarrassing for Talking Yanks. It's our third biggest show. I mean, it's like the breakdowns. It's our second biggest podcast. Yeah. In a fucking landslide.
Oh yeah, Talking
like
baseball,
Talking baseball, Talking Yanks, Talking Giants is coming. I give them credit. Okay, we got to get those subscribers up. How do we do that? How do we get people to help us out?
Go read what Sam and I came up with, and let me know what you think.
I've read it. I haven't ignored it. I've read it. I pushed a lot of things till after.
Yeah, no, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm curious if that Sam and I sat down for like an hour and a half to think that through. I'm curious how we can improve and stuff.
Yeah, I'm curious to know like how much is this going to work, like to do like monetary prizes for subscribers, monthly giveaways and all that. Do you have to be at the level of Mr. Beast where you're giving like 100 grand to subscribers? We can't really do that right now. So what's the levels? Like my one thing I saw from your sheet, like the first thing was that all the lower numbers, we just got to bump up, even though that bumps up the whole price point of the budget. That was the one thing I saw right away. I was like, that's not even like worth it. Does that make sense?
I don't know. On the last page, I noted notes, but I think when I left that meeting with Sam, I think I said, I think that the first thing Jimmy will say is that this isn't a big enough budget then.
Yes.
Which seems accurate.
Yes, I agree. I did a video recently as a cricket one where I said at the end, the Steve Smith one, where I said like, subscribe if you like these, it helps out. And I want to see if that worked. Plus 1,100 subscribers.
I don't know what's a normal.
Well, that's the non-sport, right? That's a non-baseball one.
Non-baseball.
Well, there's a softball one, which is like softball one plus 23 subscribers. Didn't say it.
Go to another cricket one.
Another cricket one. This one got 600,000 views. So there's one that got 200,000 views. I said at the end of it, I said, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe. It helps out. That one got 200,000 views. I said, please help. Please subscribe. It helps out. It got 1,000 subscribers. There's another cricket video. Got 600,000 views. I don't think I said subscribe. 1.6 thousand subscribers.
Okay.
So the ratio doesn't jive there. It's still way better. Still a decent amount. NHL one. Wait, let's see. Let's find another big one. Oh, this Jaguars NFL one got almost 1 million. 1,000. Didn't say it. Is there a way to look at just, there's got to be a way to look at just like videos by subscriber?
Yeah. If you open up the like view more in analytics, see more.
The advanced mode?
Yeah. And then sort by subscribers. So advanced mode, be on the content page, sort by subscribers.
Wow. This is the last 28 days. Maybe I did say it at the end of the cricket one, because those both have 1,000 subscribers, 1,500 and 1,000, and the third is 140.
I mean, yeah, if you didn't say it on that other cricket one, that would be something.
Would be something. Last 90 days, there's 3 with 1,000, the NFL one, and then the Venezuela like clothesline brawl. But the views don't. The 200,000 one is where the views don't correlate.
Yeah, that's where you said it.
God, you got to say it. The one I'm about to schedule for 3:00, I didn't say it. The cricket stuff is interesting. Some people are getting, every now and then I see the tweets like blah, blah, blah. And what always happens is baseball starts and then all the non-baseball breakdowns just fall by the wayside because I don't have much time. And then it's just all baseball, which is good because it helps out those do the best. But there's such value. And we talked earlier in the show about the different value for certain shows and all this. And there's such value in doing these new sports and branching out and finding new audiences, but maintaining the baseball ones. And the cricket was a big stretch. I remember talking, early on, like, I think I'm going to try and do this. It's a market. It's coming to the US, growing. Like I'm just a fan, but I was like, I think I can use this fandom. There's other things I'm a big fan of that I don't do shows and stuff on because it doesn't do. I tried history baseball, didn't work. But like they reached out to have me in the booth for Major League Cricket.
Wow.
Like it's like 20 games in the middle of July. I'm going to be on paternity leave. So I don't think it's not, I just said, maybe there's some way I could do it, but like, it's some huge doors are being opened there and I just got to keep going with it. Cool. So anyway, I guess if you're still listening to this at this point, please subscribe to the morning channel. Yeah. It does help. If you enjoy any of the other channels that I talked about and are not subscribed to them, please help and subscribe. It helps us out. Especially now I'm thinking about like the perception of advertisers and viewers and all like that. And like Talking Yanks being so low is bad. It does not fit, which I guess is fine. Cause you could be like, well, the subscribers is here, but look at the average views and the average downloads and the average that, like you could get past it, but it's just an easier barrier of entry if it matches what that show is.
It's also easier for all of the external.
Yeah.
Like that was the biggest thing Tom said when we asked him to like help with guests. It's like, well, it's hard for me to go to them and ask about Jam Entertainment because it doesn't have a ton of subscribers. It's like, that's the number that everybody else sees. So.
Yeah, that's true. And like Jam Entertainment, we have to earn that. Like we haven't done like we do more Codenames, we'll do more of this. I'm not asking without earning. Like I think Talking Yanks, if we've earned to have more at this, like we've put a lot of work in. And the others. All right, I gotta go now. I gotta do Talking Yanks for 5 hours or whatever it is.
Well, that was a good session.
Yeah, I enjoyed chatting with you, Matty. We haven't done it in a while. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. Appreciate you.
Yep.
See ya.